tat on me. I might jump on the stage with a stick on me. Every cornerback with me got a pick on him. Every Glock in it big got a dick on it. How you watching my live, won't click on it. I'm a
Reset. Good day to y'all. What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy G.A. Listen, recently Boosie went on the Capone interview and he basically spoke his mind about how he feels about Eminem. I didn't think he threw any shade, but he basically said what a lot of folks in the hip hop community already were speaking on. And, you know, of course, when you be real about Eminem, people misconstrue it. And it's almost like law, right? That you can't say anything about Eminem. But Boosie spoke his mind. I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing, but I felt where Boosie was coming from. We're going to react to that real quick. Look, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, y'all. Trying to break this algorithm. But look, without a further ado, let's do this.
I hear that. I hear that. Well, Umar Johnson recently went viral for saying Eminem can't be a GOAT because he's white. What do you think? Is that something you would agree with or disagree with?
I mean, where I'm from, we don't listen to Eminem. You know, I'm from the trenches. I never heard nobody come in my project playing Eminem. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, when I hear him, I say he can rap. I always say that. Every time I hear Slim Shady, I used to like that song Slim Shady, but where I'm from, I've never heard one song in my project. I never heard Eminem not one time in the speakers in my project. I gotta be honest.
I'm going to keep it a buck. I never really heard too many people playing Eminem around my neighborhood where I grew up. Me and my brothers, you know, we listen to Eminem. I grew up listening to Eminem. I've said this before in a video I dropped that Eminem's first couple of years towards his prime in the game, a lot of his music didn't curtail to the so-called status quo of what hip hop was. And around that time, everything shifted towards gangster rap, hooliganism, things like that. And Eminem speaking about dark things wasn't necessarily attractive to, you know, the grander crowd of hip hop at that time. It doesn't take away from the fact that the man can rap, but Eminem's earlier content, I would say if you was to judge him as a top MC based off of that, it wouldn't have made him great. It's what he did as he got older and matured, worked on his craft. Eminem became really dope, a lyricist, if you will. But Boosie ain't saying nothing wrong so far.
None of my friends never said put Eminem on. Play that new Eminem. You know, I only saw it on MTV, you know, on TV. You know, everybody have their greats. If you put 10 people lined up on this couch, everybody gonna tell you 5 different greats. You know, and everybody look at it some people look at it as rapping, some people look at it as all kind of stuff, you know. I was always biased, bro. Like, I didn't even look at people like they were good if I felt they wasn't living a life. I'm a street dude. You know, I used to always look down on people who, you know, and it's sad to say to this day, but I used to look down on people who I knew wouldn't really live in their life.
You know what's crazy? I know a lot of people that I grew up with, right? Even being a part of the same rough neighborhoods as them. I've done some foolish stuff, but I had a mom and a dad. I'll never talk against that. It was a privilege. So for the better sake of my understanding, I stayed away from certain things. And I never remember, right? Like, it could have been the so-called killer, the so-called dope boy. They didn't have the mindset of a Boosie. So that's still foreign to me. Yes, I know there's people like Boosie, especially in the black community, that looks down on you if you don't have certain quote unquote stripes, right? You're not a killer, or at least portray as one, whatever. But a lot of the people I grew up with, and hopefully some of y'all feel the same. They never looked down on the so-called citizens. You feel me? We're all in the same hellhole, but they respected whatever it was that you was doing, going to school, staying out the way. You feel me? So at least Boosie admitted it's sad. It's not like he's big up in it. He's admitting it's a bad mind state to be a part of, to say that you never had respect for somebody who basically wasn't doing degenerate behavior. That's very odd to me that anybody would adopt a mindset like that, but at least he spoke on it.
Like I said, everybody have their different grades. You're gonna have some people say Eminem top 5. You're gonna have some people say he's not. Because everybody music touch you in a different way. Eminem music then touched a lot of people. DMX music then touched a lot of people. DMX is in my top 5. Because I always felt listening to his music that he really lived that, and it was heard. Even though I wasn't from New York, my street niggas still saluted him and played his music. I heard him in the hood. And I can't put people in my top if I never knew their music.
Real quick, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but what I'm about to say is substantiated with facts. At DMX height, Jay-Z couldn't rock with him, meaning like the status that X was on, Jay-Z never reached those type of status. I mean, if you want to argue that Jay-Z was the better lyricist, I ain't going to hold you. I'm not going to argue with you. But I will say this. Jay-Z wasn't effing with X. I promise you. Some people don't like that, but I'm telling you the truth. I remember that time. X, I mean, who else could drop a double album and they both go platinum? It's diamond right now as we speak, but I'm just saying, X was a different breed at that time. And even the likes of a Jay-Z was not effing with X at X peak, I'm telling you.
If I only listened to a couple songs and saw a couple videos, you have to really touch me for me to feel your greatness. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference, bro. You gotta really be able to get in tune with that artist. I was just like I hear Eminem, I'll be like, okay, I like that song, but I never went bought a CD. I never, stood out the store when CDs was to buy Eminem CD too.
Well, there you have it. I had to check out the interview myself because a lot of people were basically saying Boosie disrespected Eminem. And off bat, I knew Boosie probably didn't disrespect M. He just probably said some real ish. And stands out there went nuts with it. You're not allowed to say anything subjective about Eminem. But I like this interview. Boosie told you how he felt from the heart. While he agrees, right, that Eminem can rap, it wasn't his cup of tea. And it's like that with a lot of folks in hip hop. And it's not necessarily because of the whole white thing. Like I said, you got to know. If you know, M's first several years in the game, right, after Dr. Dre brought him out, a lot of his content was not the M that y'all know today, where he's like crafting his stuff and it's just coming out so perfect. It wasn't that. Like, it was really some dark, I'm going to talk about my family drama, killing this. It's like some suicidal stuff. And I don't want to say that on my channel, YouTube. This is all educational purposes, by the way. But Eminem was not the, I'll say, molded craftsman that he is today. It was really some goofy stuff. If we want to be real, it was a lot of goofy, content that I repeat, if you were to judge Eminem solely on his first couple years in the game, as if he was the greatest, then you would have been false, because it wasn't that. But M worked on his stuff. He admitted it himself. He didn't like his earlier content. But as he got into his prime and got better, yeah, you know, he became a dope MC. I can't take that away from him. But like Boosie said, I didn't know too many people that was like, yo, let's check out that new Eminem joint. I don't know too many people, but best believe when he was on MTV, BET, whatever, you're going to watch an Eminem video. Let me meet y'all in the comment section. Once again, I appreciate y'all, family. This was Gravitating Away on Reset TV. We're trying to shake and make shit happen. I'ma holla at y'all.